Why, hello there everybody. Swandzz here today to make a video. So I wanted to share some more of my tarot card making process with you guys, because I know it's one thing to make a video and say, then you digitize your image, and it's another thing to show how one digitizes an image. So I did make a video a couple months ago called How to Make a Tarot Deck in 5 Steps. I think that was the name of the video. I will probably put a card for it in here somewhere. And I basically outlined everything that I did from start to finish in making my tarot deck, like how I planned it and then went about creating it. Well, I am working on a new tarot deck, and I thought that now was a good opportunity to show you guys some of how I am going about completing it, accomplishing that. So today I'm going to be going into Photoshop and showing you how I digitize an image and get it ready to be put on a card and get it ready to be printed. So I have Photoshop open here. This image was scanned into my computer. That is the original watercolor artwork that I did for the card, The Chariot. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is open my card template, which I have already created, obviously. So here's the template. Last time I saved it, it was when I was working on the Two of Cups, which is why that is what you are seeing. But my template is basically a couple different layers, so I'll break that down for you. We have the top is our text, so there's the Two of Cups, that's our text. Then we have the shape that the text is confined in. Then we have our rainbow filter that I created and put over the image, so that's what's giving it that enhanced color, because this is what it looks like obviously with no color enhancement. And there's also a border I put on the inside of that for some further, I guess, design element. Then we have the actual artwork, and we have a white background, and then finally we have the navy blue background. Now basically at any point in time I could change any of this, because as you can see, it's all on its own layer. I have it saved, and every single time I make a card, I save 2 versions of it. I save the rasterized image that is for print, and then I save the Photoshop document, which has all the different layers, so that if I need to go back and change something about any single card, I can do that. I settled on navy blue and like this powder blue for the color accents of the card, because I'm going to gild them with silver edging, and I just feel like blue and silver go very well together. But if I change my mind later on and want to make a different color background on my cards, I can just change this back layer, and that would do that for me. These things you're seeing here that I can drag and move, those are rulers. And I've placed them here on the template to show me my bleed zone. Okay, so I need to stay within this area in order to not lose any of the card due to printing. So that's why there seems to be so much of that navy blue background. The card's not going to be quite this big, like the outer border is not going to be this big, because when it gets printed, it's going to be cut to a rounded rectangle shape, but we need to make sure we're well inside the bleed zone, so that is why I have the rulers in place where they are. Okay, so the size of your image is going to depend on the size of the tarot card you are printing. I'm doing the standard, I believe it's 2.75 inches by 3.75 inches, if I'm not mistaken. The dimensions of your document are going to relate to the size of the card when it's printed, but I can say that for print, you should be at a resolution of 300. That is going to make for the best print. It's usually 72 for images online and 300 for images that will be printed. So with that being said, all that non-fun technical stuff out of the way, we're going to take our image here. I'm just going to copy it Control C, close it out, then Control V. All right, so here it is underneath my rainbow layer. I know you're asking yourself, Sarah, why does it look so terribly yellow? That is because there's some things we need to do to this image first, okay? So I'm gonna hide my rainbow layer. Then I'm going to come down to the chariot image, and I'm going to image, adjustments, and I'm going to levels. So now I'm going to basically adjust the white and black balance of this image, and I'm going to turn up the white until most of the background becomes white. So that looks good to me. Now I'm going to take an eraser with the edges, the hardness turned down mostly. Okay, so we're just going to feather out the edges here. Basically all the hard corners, we're just going to erase them. And then that way we just have this nice image that blends into the background that we have already established. So now we have this image that blends into the white layer underneath of it. Okay. See that? Okay. So now I'm going to go to image, adjustments, and I'm going to go to vibrance and put the vibrance and saturation up to 30 for both. Okay, so that's just gonna make it a little brighter, make the colors pop a little more. Now I'm going to go to filter and then filter gallery. And I like to put an effect on the images because I feel like it helps digitize them a little better. So I'm just doing a dry brush effect, and I have my settings put here: brush size 1, brush detail 10, and then texture 1. So this is the same filter I'm using for every single card because that's the one that I found that I liked the most. So that's like the before and after. You can see it kind of gets rid of some of the details, but it makes it look more like a digital image, I guess is what I'm getting at. So then the last thing that we have to do color-wise is turn on our rainbow filter, which the reason why it's part of my template is because it's exactly the same for every card. Okay, now we need to change the text here, because this is not the Two of Cups, this is the Chariot. Now, for all of the major arcana cards, I am adding also the number that they are in the deck. So the Chariot is number 7, so we're gonna put a 7, and then just write the Chariot. Okay, so now I'm going to recenter this with the nudge tool, and I'm basically just doing this by eye. It's probably good to have a ruler right through the middle of the card, but I've just done it by eye, and that's fine with me. All right, I like that. I feel like that is centered. So here's our completed card. And now I'm going to go to File and then Save As, okay? So, and then I'm saving to my computer, and I'm saving this as the Chariot. And my reason for doing this, as I said before, is that now there is a Photoshop document of this card, and if I need to come back and change something, it's all saved for me. So now I'm going to File, Export, and then Save for Web. And I'm going to save this as a PNG. And it's going to take a minute to load because it's a big file. So then we're saving it, and it's going to save automatically as the Chariot because that's what the Photoshop document is now called. So now we have the print version of the card ready to go. So there you have it, guys. That is my process for digitizing a tarot card and getting it ready for print. If you do not have a scanner, you can take pictures of the images and then upload them to your computer and do it that way. I would recommend, if you're going to do that, the better the camera, the better the image is gonna be when it comes out of the camera. You can use your phone if your phone has a really nice camera on it, because basically you want it to be as high resolution as possible so that when it's printed, it doesn't look pixelated or something, so that the image prints beautiful and crispy and all of that. That's all I have to say left on this topic. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I can answer them to the best of my ability. And stay tuned for more updates on my tarot deck. I'm super excited to share that with you guys. And now I'm going to take a moment to thank my patrons. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. It means the world to me. Now I will verbally thank my diamond tier patron. Thank you very much, Sarah. Your support is chef's kiss. I will catch you guys all in the next video. Bye! Okay, and click all of my little buttons in my subscribey circle or the video or playlist that is listed. You'll also find a link to my Patreon where you can support me for as little as $1 a month. Love you guys. Bye!